Yippee-damn diddly-doo, it's good to be here. This is episode number 5 of the Tim Weichselbaum Show. My name's Tim Weichselbaum, and I am officially 30 days sober. But who gives a shit about that, dude? I'm a new person. Look at me. I'm doing great. My skin is glowing like a lamp. Like the Aladdin genie lamp from the 90s. But enough of that nonsense. My personality, I'm starting to feel pretty good. I'm starting to regain my sense of humor. I'm starting to laugh at memes on Instagram and stuff. Like, I used to just look at memes and be like, expressionless, just completely just like, yep, taking it in, intellectualizing it. It's like, that is a good meme. Now I'm actually giggling at stuff like a normie, and so I feel good about that. So I'm living the good life. My life is going pretty good. I live in, if you can't tell, I live in the state of Texas, and it's a good place to be. You could do whatever you want here as long as you're not bugging anyone else. You could drive like a maniac. No one's gonna stop you. No one cares. No one gives a damn. I did buy a race car for my birthday a couple weeks ago. It was my birthday in the 4th of July, not the 4th of November, the 4th of November. Wouldn't that be patriotic if I was born on the 4th of July? Nah, but I got a race car, and it's doing okay. I don't regret buying it like other things I've bought. I don't have buyer's remorse for the race car, but it's a hassle to own a fancy car. It's the fastest car on the road. It doesn't look like it. It just looks like a regular sedan, Tesla sedan, and I got a flat tire already, and it's not even my fault. Like, for once, something happened to me that wasn't really my fault. I ran over a nail. In the middle of the night, like 11:30 p.m., I went to this comedy show at a dude's house, at a very funny comedian's house that he owns himself. I don't know why that's important. It's not important that he owns. I mean, it is relevant, I guess. But he's a very funny comedian, and right as you walk in, he has this like professional stage set up where he had like a legit comedy show just right in his living room in this beautiful house, very clean. And the concept of the show was to invite pizza delivery guys to tell jokes, and none of them did. He bought 4 pizzas from 4 different restaurants, and the goal was to get at least one of them to tell a single joke. None of them did, but it was still a good show. Somebody was on it who opens for Joe Rogan, so that's cool. Everyone was like laughing super loud because they're like, "Hey, he opens for somebody famous. I guess we're supposed to laugh at everything he does, or else we're assholes." Anyway, very nice comedians that were there. I was actually kind of like impressed by the talent of the lineup of the people on the show. Like, none of them were really bad. None of them were bad, is what I mean. None of them were bad at all. And so I was like, hey, this community is not so bad. You just got to not go to open mics is like all the time. And you might actually not feel like a dick. If you only go to open mics, you'll be like, well, everybody here sucks. What's the point? What's the point of this? But if you go to like our actual show, you go, oh, okay. That's what we're doing here. That's the point. That's what we're trying to aim for. So anyway, it was a good show. I stayed for the whole time. This guy showed everyone his van that he's living in. One of the comedians showed everyone his van. It was a pretty nice van. It was tall. One of those white like utility vans, but you could live in them. And I was like, what's your address for how do you get mail delivered to your van? He's like, I don't. What do you mean? It's a van. There's no address. It's not where are you from that you would ask such a dumb question? Anyway, And so I went back to my car. Thank God I didn't show anybody my car. Because as soon as I got back into the thing, I get this warning on the screen. It says, "Hey, asshole, you got a flat tire. Check your tires there. Extremely low pressure." So I checked the tires, and turns out, yeah, one of them had like a nail just deep in, just buried right into it. So I don't know when I ran over the nail, but the tire was deflating. I could touch I was like, okay, well, this is the first time this has ever happened in my life. So I just did what any privileged American would do. I just pressed a button on the center console thing, and somebody called me, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll send a tow truck over." And I was like, "Is that it? Just gonna send a tow truck? I want it fixed now." And they said, "Well, we could take it to a tire shop of your choice, or we'll just have to take it to the Tesla service center." And I was like, I don't want to wait for it, because this was on a Saturday at 11:30 p.m. So it was basically Sunday. Nothing was open. So I was like, and they said that the service shop ain't open until Monday. So you're out of luck, son. So I sat in the car, because where else was I going to go? I wasn't going to knock on the guy's door, but I got a flat tire. Can I hang out here? No. I got a beautiful interior that I could just watch, listen to a podcast in. Big deal. 40 minutes went by, and the tow truck driver came. But in the meantime, I was hustling to find a tire shop that was open, and I called literally 8 tire shops that were supposedly open 24 hours. Only 2 of them answered the phone. One of them, I woke up. It was this very tired guy with a thick accent. He was like, "What? What kind of car is it?" I was like, "It's got 21-inch wheels." He's like, I can't fix that." So I didn't go to him. And then this other guy was like, "Here, text this guy." I was like, they didn't respond. I was like, "Can you help me? It's 21-inch wheels." I didn't even get a response. But so I ended up having to drive it all the way to the Tesla service center. Ooh, does my life suck? And it was actually pretty fun. The tow truck driver was very professional. He arrived. He found me very easily, and I had to drive it, onto the flatbed very carefully, because I didn't want to fuck up the car even more. So I had to line it up, and I got it on there pretty good. I was proud of myself for that. And then he hatched it up. He tied it down, and I got to ride in the tow truck. Pretty fun experience, because this guy was the ideal tow truck driver, like the best imaginable type of person you could be helping out at the time, because this dude was a millionaire, and he didn't even care to be a tow. He was just he wasn't doing it for the money. He said, "I'm just doing this for fun. I made $5 million a couple months ago from selling my house to Apple." And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And he showed me all these pictures of his cars that he bought. He bought a Maserati. He showed me a picture of that, and I was like, dude, you really are just towing people for fun. He's like, yep. And we get, it was fun. There's nothing too negative about it. So I dropped off my Tesla in the parking lot of the service, and I had to write the VIN number in an envelope, slide it in a box, because they were closed, of course. And then, I got home. I had to take another Uber, 16 miles home, and I chatted with the Uber driver, and he was super nice. So I gave him a tip. I forgot how much I tipped him, 20% or something. And then the next day, Monday, when I finally heard back from the Tesla service center, they fixed it really quick, but I had to approve the service that was going to be done on the vehicle, and it turned out to be to replace one flat tire on this thing cost $430. So it's expensive to own a goddamn Tesla, dude. I don't recommend it unless you can handle the frills of having such a high maintenance vehicle. I mean, it's not high maintenance. It just don't run over anything. So that's the first time I had to deal with that, and it's just too fancy it's too expensive of a car to be driving on these dumb roads in Texas. I hate being around other cars. Like I give like so much space in the for the car in front of me, because that thing, it's not gonna stop. That thing has really underpowered brakes. It's the most powerful accelerating car. It's like forget about it. It's a coffin with wheels, and I'm gonna die. Like somebody, like I'm getting it worked on again. I'm getting it upgraded. I'm getting the paint covered in like this film to protect the paint. It's gonna cost tons of money, not that much, but it's worth it. But I was like, so how long does this paint coat, this protective film last? Forever? Is it permanent? He's like, well, 10-year, we get a 10-year warranty. And I was like, oh, that's way good enough. I'm definitely going to die in this car way earlier than that. So we're good. So I don't have the car right now. I miss it. I got a Tesla charger in my garage installed. Another 1%er luxury item. Like I don't ever have to go charge again out of my house unless I'm like far away, and it's cheaper. Like it's a lot cheaper per kilowatt. I know this is really riveting stuff for people that don't give a shit about electric cars, but it's awesome. It's really badass that I could charge in my house. And it's just fucking, it's too good. It's just too good for me to have. I didn't do anything that hard to earn that car. I just was like, Elon, please tweet about Doge. Okay, and then he did. And there you go. So I don't know. I just don't like when people complain about capitalism, because hey, it worked out for me. I got a shotgun. I bought one for the first time. I bought my first 2 guns in one day. I ripped the Band-Aid off of that virginity wagon that I've been souping up for the past however old I am. Never fired a gun in my life. And I went to this place that, they knew the laws at least. They knew that you don't need like a Texas driver's license to get a gun, which I knew that after doing some little research online, because I don't have a license yet. It's taken forever to get a license. So I was like, well, I got to find a gun. I'm not going to like just not get a gun just because I don't got a license, or a Texas license at least. So I called, I think I talked about this or whatever on the last episode, but I went to like 5 gun stores in one day, and all but the last one were like, no, you got to have a Texas driver's license. That's the law. That's the policy in the whole state. I was like, no, it isn't, you freaking... I looked it up. So how do these people that run gun shops not even know? And so I went to this place. I'm not going to say the name because fuck them. They ripped me off. They charged me a lot, like way more than it should have been, because they saw that I was like like a new gun guy. It's clearly I was looking like a noob, just the way I carried myself. Like, ooh, I'm going to get a gun today. Wow. And so I did see the exact shotgun I wanted, and I was like, oh, you got that. You got the Benelli. And so I held it. I was like, yeah, it's in good condition. I saw the price, and I thought it was a good price because I thought I saw it for like $200 more at a different store. Turns out it was actually like, I could have bought it cheaper for brand new. This is like a used gun that smells like it's been sitting in somebody's attic for like 10 years. And I was kind of mad about that because I hate getting ripped off. I hate feeling like a sucker. I hate getting gypped. And it was only because the sales guy was so pushy about it. I was only there to pick up a different gun, and I was very happy with that. I was like, ooh, that's exactly the one I was just so excited to get that one. But he talked me into making this somewhat impulsive decision to buy the shotgun that I kind of wanted. That would have been fine if it was a good deal. He kind of rushed me into making the decision. Like, okay, unless you don't want, like, do you want to add this to your whatever order or not? I felt pressured to make the decision, and I felt like I was getting rushed out the door. I was like, fine, I'll take it. And then, of course, I found out I got hosed. I could have got it for like a little bit cheaper and brand new, like I said. I'm a Jew. It's not even that, though. I just don't like being taken advantage of. So I'm not going to that store again. And it seemed like a good store before that happened, so it's a bummer. I gotta find a different store. Not that I'm gonna get any more guns. I see all these gun people on Reddit and stuff, and they always say, like, well, I got my first gun 18 months ago, now I have 40. And these are just the black one. These are just the black body guns I got. Here's my my stainless steel guns. I got 50 more of that. It's like, do you really need that many? It's like, I don't really have a thirst to get that many guns. And I haven't even shot them yet. I'm going to go to a gun range, maybe 2 gun range. Hey, I want to find one that I like. I'm going to go to an outdoor one. I'm going to go to an indoor one. There's a lot of options in this freaking state, dude. And I'm going to go at like 9 in the morning when nobody else is there because they're working their jobs. No, I don't have... My job is to go to just play with guns all day. That's my job, okay? It's my freelance gig these days. And I will figure it out because you could literally like shoot a AK-47 on full auto in the state of Texas just by showing up. You don't even need to like go on a waiting list. All you need to be is not a felon and not addicted to drugs, which I guess I'm not anymore. I'm not. I'm sorry. And you have to be not like diagnosed with like some mental ill, but it's not like they ask for proof. Like you don't need like a doctor's note. They just go, don't lie. Just as long as you're telling the truth here. All right, here's unlimited access to guns. Okay, you're good. And you could sell a gun to other people just freely, as long as they're not a felon. You just have to go. Are you a felon? No? Okay, give me $500. I don't know. It's just kind of just something you got to do when you're in Texas is you got to like defend yourself and liberally carry concealed, open, whatever the hell you want. In your car, in your pocket, in your back, in the back of your pants, wherever the hell there's no limits. Anyway, moving on to the next subject. I don't know. I think talking shit is a bad thing. I think like it's fun to talk shit about like other people, like people that you kind of know and then you want to talk about. It's cathartic for sure. But there's nothing like you really get out of it that's substantial. So I'm going to be I'm going to grow. Now that I'm turning over a new magazine, I'm going to be the type of person who rises above negativity, or at least I'm going to try, because there's this thing going on called stoicism. And there's something pretty cool about a dude or a lady that doesn't get emotionally involved in what other people think about them. So that's something I'm going to be working on, because you know what? What somebody thinks of me is none of my goddamn business. Like, especially if you're like doing what I'm doing with this whole like having opinions thing that aren't like the easy, like the kind that you just get, the kind that are not popular, like the Rittenhouse, thinking Kyle Rittenhouse is a bad guy, or like that's the popular opinion. The logical opinion is that he got attacked by somebody and he defended himself. That's it. That's the logical. That seems to be what the case. That seems to be what happened. So if you have that opinion, you're basically labeled a bunch of negative things, whatever. And so so what? It's gonna happen either way. Just by having your own opinion on something, eventually somebody's gonna be like, "You're dumb." They're gonna use meaner words than that. Even I've been called mean words. It's like, okay, suck it. I don't know. It's like, just as long as you don't get it too emotional. If you're the one who cares less, you're basically going to win the argument. If the one who's less worked up is usually the one who wins the argument. So you just gotta let live, unless somebody's like violently attacking me. Then I'm sorry, but I value my life more. So there is such a thing as that in this country, self-defense and all that horse. I don't know. I'm not too involved in the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. I don't know if they called a verdict yet or whatever. I don't know how that works. I barely heard about it until now. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know. I'm not just saying that because he's white. I'm saying that because there's no way. Like, what did he do wrong? I don't know. They're like people are petty. In the I was gonna say in the Chicago comedy scene, but I'm not there anymore, so it just kind of comes out. It's in my muscle memory to talk shit about my home city, but I'm not there anymore. And I think I have a high tolerance for not a high tolerance, but I have a high openness to abuse by other people. Like if I see a narcissist and they're doing something that I kind of want to like get their approval, I kind of like try to do that with narcissists. I try to get on their good side and like befriend them, and then after a while I realize, oh, never mind, this guy's like fuck this guy. Why am I doing that to myself? Is it because I'm also a narcissist and we just kind of like to be around? I don't know, but I'm trying to work on that because I found this great quote on Boomer Book. Don't let getting lonely make you reconnect with toxic people. And that's basically what I sometimes allow myself to do, especially since I'm in a new place where I don't know anybody. And the coolest people I've met so far are Uber drivers or tow truck drivers that make like the Millionaire tow truck driver. He's like the coolest guy I met. I'm never going to see him again. He said he's moving to Montana. I'm like, that's freaking good for you, dude. You've got your life set, dude. He's like, yep. Just waiting for my girlfriend to quit her job, and she wanted me to buy her a vet, and I'm not doing that because I was like, good for you. You shouldn't listen to that. You shouldn't let that girl get what she wants. Take money that you rightfully earned from Apple Computers, Apple Incorporated. Isn't that ridiculous? He said he bought the house like 2 months ago, and then a month later, he gets offered $5 million by Apple so they could build their headquarters, and he paid off his entire mortgage, obviously, in 2 seconds. Boom. This is a weird city, dude. Like it's crazy the transfer of wealth that's going on in this world today. So if you're a Zoomer or a millennial, and you can't rub your sticks together to make some money, fuck off. Leave the country. Leave the country. Go to China. It's not that hard to learn Mandarin. And then the second part of that quote is, don't drink poison just because you're thirsty. Like, yeah, it's beautiful. It's just, why would you subject yourself to abuse just because you are... lonely? Fuck them. Fuck those. Fuck them. I know there's fucking cool people here, and if it takes a little bit of work to find them, I'll find them, because I'm a big proponent of self-improvement, not social climbing. I mean, I kind of am pretty good at social. I kind of am good at that. Not really. I mean, I don't have any examples of where I've done that before, but I think I could be good at that, but like clout chasing, that's gross. But you kind of have to do that if you want to get somewhere in life. You have to chase your clout. But the thing I'm trying to avoid is the hanging out with assholes part here. I just don't want. Why? But I'm trying not to talk shit about anyone specifically, because you don't want to burn bridges, but also it's kind of fun. And you only live once, so like, what, am I just going to leave all the bridges unburnt? No. I'm going to burn all of them. I'm not going to do what Joe Rogan does and just how he always talks about how he's opening a comedy club. I'm not going to talk about that until I actually have a comedy club. I don't have any plans to do that. And I think it's a very, like, Jewish thing to do, to, like, start a comedy club just to get clout over, like, to have power over comedians. I don't know. What was I writing here? Jewish, and I'm trying... Oh, yeah. I happen to be Jewish, and I'm trying not to be... Yeah, I'm trying not to become anti-Semitic. I think there's a reason, though, that Jew hatred is so, like, old. Like I think, like, people... It's so ingrained in people to be anti-Semitic that you could be born with, like, an innate hatred towards Jews. And I'm not even joking here. I think this... Because I'm half Jewish, not so I could shit on the whole ethnicity of Judaism. No, but one time, this is a true story. My mom, I was a kid, I was like fucking 5 or 6 years old. My mom said something about Jews, and I just knee-jerk reacted by saying, "Jews? Oh, I hate Jews." And she was like, she was like flabbergasted. She was like, "How could you say that? Like, don't you realize half your relatives are Jewish?" I was like, "Yeah, so? How do you think I know to hate them?" No, it just felt like I can't explain it, but I remember it very clearly. It just came straight from my heart. It was just like this innate feeling of yeah, Jews? Yeah, oh, yeah, not into them. And I was literally 6 years old, and it took me, like, 25 years later to really understand it on an intellectual level. It's fucked up that people hate Jews more than any other race, but if you think about it, why is that? There's got to be a reason for it. Like, I don't know. I could go deeper into that, but... So I guess I'm anti-Semitic. Nah. I was already, like, pretty racist, but it wasn't like... I don't even know. I don't remember. I wrote this yesterday, and but to say this, like, a day later, I don't know. I kind of forgot where I was going with that. Let's talk about... So pedophiles are... Some of them, like okay... Pedophiles. They exist. It's part of nature. Nothing we could do. But we can't, like... If I could end the, like, pedophilia, if I could, like, stamp it out, like, eliminate, like, genocide it, not kill them, but just kill the idea, like, kill the genes or whatever. If I could eliminate pedophilia from this planet, I do it. But we can't. So I think as long as you're not acting on it, hey, you're cool. Like, I wouldn't want to really go to your barbecues, but maybe I'm not a kid. So let's put a thumbnail. Let's put a note on that one. I forgot the expression I'm looking for, but I guess the bottom line is. On that issue, I lean left. I on that issue, I'm pretty progressive, let's just say. I think it's okay as long as you're not abusing people and don't, like, advertise. Don't. If you want to jerk off to little boys, do it. Just don't do it in front of them. Okay. I hope I don't get canceled for doing this podcast, dude. Like, if I got canceled from being self-employed in a town where I have no friends, that would suck. Somebody here who moved here recently keeps telling me I could never live where you live. I'm like, okay, who's asking you to? He's just assuming I would let him live with me. And it's like so presumptuous. It's like, dude, I definitely would not live with anybody. I don't want roommates, dude. Like, this is that's one of the deep-rooted themes of this podcast is I don't want roommates, especially another gross Straight dude. Like, the only roommate I would allow is a blonde in her early 20s who pays rent, has sex with me, and only if I had a pool house. She'd live in the pool house. I ain't breathing the same air as her. So in other words, one could dream. Dude, this dude would rather live, the one I'm talking about, he'd rather live in the middle of Austin proper. Like, I don't live there. I don't live in Austin. I live on the outside. I live like outside of Austin, which is cha-ching. I lucked out. I don't want to live with all the homeless people, you know? Like, I fine by me if, I have a car. I don't technically have it right now. It's in the shop, but I could escape that shithole anytime I want. All right, I'm sounding like such a douchebag, dude. I guess the words I'm reading right now just don't come across as authentic because I wrote them when I was in like a edgy mood last night, and I'm not in an edgy. I'm very relaxed and like happy right now, like content. But I guess it's like I was just trying to like generate good quality content by like writing the most edgy shit. But it's not the time and place for that. I'd rather do it with like a guest so they could actually like react and be like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" Because then it's fun. If it's just one person talking about like how they defend, I'm not editing this though, so fuck off. This is going up purely because, speaking of cancel culture, I'm glad it's still happening because I can only go up from here. Like, if somebody writes an article about how problematic my opinions are, I'll only get more assholes like me listening. Free exposure, dudes. Like, I'm already... What's the worst that could happen? I just get more exposure? Okay. How do you... I hate the word cancel, too. It's like, it's so overused. I hope I don't get canceled. It's like, dude, you barely have a job. You work at a coffee shop. You work at a food truck, dude. Fuck off. Dude. I hope I don't get canceled. Hope I don't have to delete my Facebook for a couple months until it blows over because nobody fucking cares. Alec Baldwin recently made his Twitter profile private, so now he has to approve you if you want to follow him. I think that's adorable. He can't handle the heat. Well, he did kill somebody. I mean, I get it. He's kind of culpable a little bit. If somebody hands you a gun, I don't care if you're on set or whatever, like, you should kind of have some idea, like, of the inner workings of that freaking gun. It's like, is there a cartridge in the chamber? What kind of cartridge? Is it a blank? Is it a dummy? And that's why after hearing about that, and as somebody who's getting into the gun scene, I'm not even going to deal with like blanks or dummy rounds. I'm just not even going to ever buy a dummy round because then I don't want to go into the territory of not knowing if a gun is loaded or not. You should always just assume they're loaded, regardless of what type of ammunition is in there. Just always treat it as if it's hot and in battery and ready to fire, for God's sake. Alec Baldwin. I mean, hey, I'm not trying to lecture you. You already killed somebody, so I get it. The damage has been done. But to other people, just like, I'm not even going to deal with that. There's no, like, I'm just going to use real ammunition all the time and just not even worry, not even act, not even worry, like, I don't know, dude. It just sucks I don't have a backyard I could shoot the guns in because that'd be awesome. Like, I have a backyard, but it's very, like, family. It's a normal family neighborhood. I'm not shooting any guns back there, dude. I wish I had a ranch or knew somebody with a ranch that I could just pull up and just start shooting in their backyard. Dude, not even worry about what the hell's in the behind it or anything like that. Not even have to share the range. That's luxury, baby. And I was reading the manual for a gun. It says many times in there, don't shoot the gun randomly into the sky. It's like, yeah, I could see why that's written. A lot of people probably do that. A lot of people do that. Anyway, which brings me to my next topic, which is the Castle Doctrine. The best law in the world, in my book. Yeah, like I found out about it, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, whenever the hell it came out or whatever. And it's a pretty good law because it basically allows you to protect your property with deadly force if you feel the need. Like, you don't have to hide. In other states, you have to hide like a little bitch if somebody's threatening you on your property. You have to hide and go in your basement. And then if they break the threshold and come into, actually like enter your basement, then you could shoot them. Maybe. Not in this state. Nah, if all you have to do is like basically just shoot them. Like there's no restriction other than that. If they're on your property, and they're messing with your shit, you could shoot them. Isn't that freaking crazy? Like, obviously I wouldn't just do that. I wouldn't just be like, hey, like if somebody's like jacking my car, like if my car is parked in, like in my driveway and somebody's trying to jack it, like break into it, I'm not just gonna like I'm not just gonna like shoot them from a hidden place. I'm gonna give them a warning. I'm gonna say something like, yo, can you get you trying to get like, I'm warning. Like, you gotta say something that shows that you're obviously serious, but you can't just like start shooting, like go full auto. But I think it's like kind of nice that you can shoot people just for property crimes, because hey, what if it's like really good property? What if you never know. What if you have like a diamond worth $10 million in your car? Of course that's like worth more than some asshole's life, dude. I don't know, man. This is a scary, very scary law. But and also like the other side of it is I would never want to be the person shot just by walking up to somebody's property. It's very sketchy to do that. Like people who go door to door, they have big balls. And I've had people knock on my door for sales pitch. Like somebody tried to sell me solar, and I was like, yeah, I'm not interested, dude. And it's like, but I don't think you could shoot them just for that. But I wouldn't. That's just on the flip side. It's like, what if I'm like intoxicated and I accidentally go to the wrong house and I break in because I'm retarded and I forgot that it wasn't, like, I just somehow like, well, fuck it, I'm breaking into my own house, and then I just get shot. Yeah, that's the flip side of it. That's the negative. See, I'm capable of looking at both sides of the issue. That's why I don't know. That's why I have a lot of sex. That's why I have a lot of success and penis. I don't know. I'm good. I'm a good person. So I don't know. Like, obviously I'm a moderate. I'm a moderate. That's why I look at things with a critical mind. A lot of people don't do that. Like a lot of people shit on billionaires and Joe Rogan, who's kind of almost, he's rich as fuck. So people just hate people with opinions, but you can't just write somebody off because of one thing they say, or a lot of things. Like, you can't if you want to be a critical thinker. Not that I'm saying I am. I don't like because then people could say, oh, he calls himself he's a self-proclaimed critical. No, I'm not, but I try to do that. And I don't take everything Akazi, whatever her name is, Alexandria, AOC. Let's just make it easy. AOC, she has some good points. Even Bernie Sanders, I keep forgetting he's still alive, but he has some good points about something, I imagine. He seems like a smart dude. He's not just trying to chase clout. See, that's coming from me. So if you want fair and balanced, tune into the Tim Weichselbaum show where we give pedophiles a chance to speak their mind. What if I was a pedophile, and the only reason I'm saying this is because I am one? That would be awkward for me, not for anyone else, because nobody cares. I don't know anybody here. I don't know. I think I would know by now if I was into them. I'm not. Like women, I like women in their early 20s. They're pretty hot, but I mean, so I'm pretty vanilla. It's weird that I could make a woman laugh or women collectively laugh, even though I share none of the same opinions as them. Like, that's a phenomenon that I find fascinating. Like I know I could do that. It's just, I'm not bragging. Like, I could make liberals, SJWs laugh because I'm just funny. But then the second I get off stage, they want nothing to do with me, dude. It's kind of funny. But I think it's just kind of like part of being a comedian is like you kind of don't have a lot of success in life in some ways. But then that's what makes you funny. Or if you're downtrodden, which I guess I'm not at all, because I'm Jewish and killing it. But if I'm kind of bullied, so like I'm kind of looked at as like a mark. Like I've been expressing on this podcast about how somebody asked me to pay their rent. They thought I was like a simp who was going to pay their rent or something. And then the gun store people like seeing me as a sucker, and they were right. I was a sucker, but so I guess when you're kind of like looked at as a target, as like a wimp, it just makes you stronger. If you could learn, I don't know, it gives you a thicker skin. But I'm trying not to be a beta. But I'll never be an alpha male. Like, I know people, this is very a lot of people don't really like to give credibility to the alpha beta, complex or theory. But that doesn't mean it's not true. There's definitely some alpha males out there, and there's definitely some beta males out there. So it's just definitely a true thing, even though it's obviously a label, and it's not black and white. Like, obviously, sometimes I'm alpha, sometimes I'm beta. It's usually beta, but I could be alpha compared to, like, other betas. Of course, I'll never be the alpha, but compared to the betas, I could be the alpha beta. You know what I'm saying? Compared to some of them, they're fucking wimps, dude. Some people were born premature, and they're still alive because we saved them because of the miracle of science, and that doesn't mean it's a good thing. Like, they're not going to be having an easy time in life if they're born all fucked up, and that's why they're beta males. I could beat them at something. I'm not going to be one of those betas who is sharing the same woman with other men. Like, that's downtrodden. It's like, that's simpology. It's like, I'm so lucky to be time sharing this property that this human is giving me attention and sex, but I have to share her with other men, and she's not even a 6, and she's overweight. No, thank you. I think it's just very defeating to be that. It's like, come on, dude. Can't you? I'd rather jerk. There's more pride in jerking off into a hooker's belly button than that, and paying a shitload of money for it. I think it's not that bad. Like, sex workers are being applauded these days, and I applaud them. There's nothing I have against sex work. Like, it's not for me, but I'll be a customer if somebody gives me, like, a good, if there's a Groupon that's like, $30 for a handy, because Handy J's Handy J's are very low on the totem pole when it comes to sex work. Like, I could do that. I could jerk off an ugly, overweight Asian, Indian dude, take your pick. Close your eye, just look away and knead the dough. And 30 minutes later, however long it takes, you're done. And you get paid. Like, I don't want to pay anything for a hand job. That would not do it for me. And I haven't done it. I've never been to a massage, but I could go in 2 seconds. They're everywhere. I could find one and go in tomorrow. I'd have to take an Uber, so it would be kind of awkward. I'd be like, the Uber driver would be like, so we're going to this shady massage place. I was like, I'll be like, yeah, I'm getting a happy ending. And I'll just be upfront about it. Like, well, that's really... can you get out of my car, dude? I don't really want to be the liege. I don't want to be your gateway to that type of situation. So can you at least tip me a lot that you told me that? I don't know. I would not take an Uber to a happy ending massage parlor. Also, I would go in a Tesla, but only if they do it while I'm driving the Tesla. I gotta skip the massage. Let's go straight to the road hand job. I'll be driving. I'll be stuck on the highway, like I-35, the one that's congested all the time. I'll just be stuck in bumper to bumper, just getting a hand job, listening to my very good sound system, listening to Rush Limbaugh or something, even though he's dead. I'll be listening to a replay from when Trump got elected or something. But it was pretty cool. This is worth the $40. I just upgraded it to $40. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do that. But if the Groupon, this is worth spending 20 minutes talking about. If the Groupon was for an actual sexual intercourse experience, like the full service, like they pretend to like it, they pretend that they're a one-night stand, basically. Like they pretend that they actually met you organically. They let you. I wouldn't want to make out with them, but they would let you if you wanted to for some reason. You wouldn't have to wear a condom if you were into that type of dirtiness. Okay, then and they light candles or I don't know. I like candles and incense. If they did that, I would probably consider it. If there's a lot of conditions here. If it's filmed and broadcast on the internet, first, that's the first check mark. 2, it has to be a glass open display where people can see me that are just also there, just there, has to be a glass house. So I like what's it called? Exhibitionism. And it has to be, that's it. Oh yeah, I was going to say it has to be a brothel where I get to choose which one I want to fuck, dude. I want to have options. I want to go, yes, that one. I'm thinking about joining a white supremacy group just to meet people, just to meet like-minded folk. Like, I know no matter what I do in my life, my mom will always love me. So it'd be funny. Like, if I just called up my mom and told her I joined a neo-Nazi group, she would just be like, Tim, and then we just go right back to talking about the weather or something. She'd be like, really? You did that? Okay, well, anyway, I heard it was going to be nice tomorrow. And that'd be it. We'd go right back to talking about whatever she likes to talk about. Because she will always love, she has unconditional love for me. My dad would definitely stop talking to me. The rest of my family would definitely never speak to me again. Maybe they'd speak to me. Maybe they would, I don't know, say something. I'd be like, what the fuck? You're still doing that? But other than that, I don't really see any downside other than I would never be able to get a job again. I wasn't planning on doing that anyway. And I don't think like whites are better than any other race. But since I can't be fired from anything, yeah, it would just be like kind of funny. It looks fun, and like come on, let's be honest. The Confederate flag does look pretty badass. And I would get to have it anywhere I want, unironically. I'd just be like, yeah, I'm in that. I'm part of that. I'm not from the South. Don't really support slavery or anything like that. Don't hate black people. I like people of all races. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of edgy. People talk about you. People wanna talk about white supremacists. You actually gain notoriety just for being one. So that's not my fault. I didn't do that. I don't care about them. I mean, they're my friends, but I don't, I would just be the guy that would join because he has no friends. Like he's just trying to meet people. Like, I don't plan on entering society ever. And if you're going to get called racist anyway, you might as well just remove all doubt. You might as well just like wave the flag, because it's not like people are not doing that anyway. Like, why defend myself? It's like, oh, you call me racist? How dare you? It's like, that happens anyway, dude. Like, yeah, I'm Jewish. Like, my grandpa was literally a slave in the Holocaust, dude. I don't think I'm racist, dude. Like, I think I know that it's bad to kill minorities or like expel. Like, I think genocide is pretty bad. But it's also kind of cool to be racist, I think as you get older, you either become more racist or you just become better at lying to yourself about race. It's like you just get better at telling yourself, no, that's not because they're you just get better at saying like, oh, the reason you got mugged is not because he's black. It's because of this. It's because of society, you see. But if you just become like real, it's like, oh no, people like races actually do have different behaviors, which is kind of innate. It's just like kind of genetic. Like, how else would that be the case for so many years? And why is there IQ differences among races? Oh, because it's true. There actually are differences in evolution between it's like breeds of dogs. Like, obviously, a golden retriever is nicer than a pit bull. So it's not really even that controversial to see color, to see race, and to put them into different. Like, I don't really care. Like, I don't judge anyone negatively, and but there's a reason stereotypes are so gosh darn true, and you can't say that though, unless you just don't give a fuck and you have nothing to lose. Then it's kind of really the reality of things. Even the dude who discovered the double helix believes what I'm saying. So I'm not even like kidding that this is like scientific. Like the dude, I mean, it's not. It's probably like, for all I know, it's might be false, might be pseudoscience. I don't know. But the dude who discovered the double helix of DNA, that's what DNA looks like under the microscope. That dude really stuck to his guns over the years when he was like, yep, that's why Jews are cheap. It's because of the DNA, you see. And he got his Nobel Prize taken away from him, and he had to sell it, and a billionaire bought it from him and gave it back. Yeah, some racist Russian billionaire was like, you know what, I applaud, you know what, you're the victim of circumstance. I'm going to buy that Nobel Prize. I'm going to give it right back because I'm a nice guy. So there you go. It's hip to be white. It's hip to be white. Let's leave it at that. Or else they wouldn't talk about it so much on the news. Like if being a white supremacist, which I would never call myself that, like, for real. That's, like, not a real thing. I just don't think it's real. To think of myself as superior to other races. But it's kind of, if you are what people consider a white supremacist, you're going to get notoriety just like that, clickety-clack. Unless as long as you have a platform. Like, obviously, they could just delete this podcast, but also it's not that hard to host at other places. So there you go. Boom. Solid. Bulletproof. Coming out is... Oh, I guess I'm still talking. Jesus Christ. I have one more thing to say about this. I'm not really like a white supremacist. If I'm anything, I'm a Jewish supremacist. I feel like I like being around Jews. Like, they're, as much as they're a little bit more judgy than the average person, I never have to worry about them, like, attacking me or, like, literally being violent. They'll backstab me in, like, some way. Like, I would even do that as a Jew. This is a self-hating... Like, I know that there's a little bit of me that is a backstabbing, grudge-holding person. But at least I'm not going to get stabbed, literally, by Jews. Same with Asians, dude. Like, not a lot of violent Asians. They're just good at life, dude. Like, I'm starting to really become like a what do you call it? A Japanophile. I don't know what it's called. A weeb, something like that. Where I just respect all people like me in the fringe, whatever you want to call me, love Japanese culture for some reason. It's just whatever. It's just a universal. Every racist on 4chan loves Japanese culture because they're good at it. They have a cool culture, dude. Same with white people. We stole this. We stole the whole cowboy thing from Spain, but that's white. I don't know. It doesn't matter. All lives matter, That's what matters, is all lives. Kyle Rittenhouse killed a child abuser. Like, he happened to be white, so I don't know why people care. I guess it's just racism towards him because he's white. And as much as I am ironically, like, saying that I want to join a white supremacy group, I think it's more racist to be to hate white people unironic. Like, because I don't hate anybody, I think I have less hatred than the average person. And I like to get along with people of all races and just anyone. I like to get along with communists or even extremists, because why not? Why have enemies? So that's me. But then there's these people on Twitter who actually are hateful towards white people, and that's not cool. Like, I think that's the only reason they want Kyle Rittenhouse to be found guilty is because he's white. And because he killed, and because they don't like guns or something. They don't like the Second Amendment. And it's like, but, like, what did he do wrong? Like, yeah, he killed somebody, but he was there's footage of him being attacked. Like, they were chasing after him to attack him. So I don't know. I guess I'm just using my brain and trying to be a smarty pants and, like, trying not to be a dumbass and, like, let other people's propaganda sculpt me into jumping the bandwagon. It's like all of a sudden we care about turtles. It's like, get out of town. Like, all of a sudden, after all these years of using plastic straws, in 2019, that's when we start caring about turtles. Because all the years before that, they were not hurting any turtles. It's just that in that particular year is when the turtles started dying of straws. It's like, can you just, like, take the dick out of your mouth? The dick? Can you take the propaganda dick out of your ass and realize that we've been killing turtles for all of humanity, whether it's with straws, cars, because we don't, just because out of malice, whether it's inadvertent or not. Turtles, what are they doing for us? Frogs are cool. Turtles are cool. I have nothing against turtles. I just know that if a turtle has never helped me out of a jam. When I had a flat tire the other night, I didn't see any turtles coming up to help me. They could have. They could have jacked up my car and helped me fix the goddamn tire. They got a shell that could support the weight, but no. It was just me and my very well, a very advanced vehicle that had very proper, very, good heating and cooling. And we're in a weird time of the season of the year where it gets cold at night, but hot in the day. It's like 80 in the day, 50 at night. So I have to use my heating at night and my AC in the daytime. And so I guess I get it's nice to have a car that actually has a good AC and heating system and a heated steering wheel and heated seats. But my plan is to get a second car because the one I have is just too nice to be leaving in the public roads. And I hate having I know it's very hard. I know I look like a douchebag complaining about this, but I'm gonna get the Toyota, the new sports Toyota that's coming out. It's nothing special. It's like $30,000, which is nothing compared to the Tesla, and it's not, it looks really good on the inside, on the outside. It looks cool. Like I wouldn't be ashamed of it. And also, fuck the environment. I didn't get a Tesla to save the world. I got it because it's cool. So I'm getting a gas guzzler. And that'll be my backup car to drive to places where I could just leave it and not care what happens to it because I'm, yeah. And so that was a fun episode, dude. Like I thought I would be more animated. Like I thought I would be more like hammed up and try to be funnier. But you know what? I don't have to be anything I don't want to be. I'm happy with who I am. And I'll see you next time.